Hi everyone, quick heads up. If you prefer the written post, check out the link in the description. Okay, let's dive right into today's topic. Today, we are exploring a truly groundbreaking development in artificial intelligence. We're looking at Mobile Agent, the powerful GUI agent straight out of Tongyi Lab at Alibaba Group. We're going to unpack the concept of an AI that doesn't just chat with you, but literally navigates computer screens exactly like we do. Think about your own daily routine on a computer or a phone. The endless clicking, scrolling, dragging, copying, and pasting. It's a ton of manual friction, right? Well, what if an AI could just take over your mouse and keyboard, actually understand the visual layout of any app you use, and execute all those tedious tasks for you? That is the ultimate automation solution we're digging into today.
Now, to get a really solid grip on this highly technical AI project, we're going to break this explainer down into 5 simple steps. First, we'll meet the Mobile Agent family. Second, we'll look under the hood at GUI, which is essentially its visual brain. Third, we'll watch it automate real-world tasks. Fourth, we'll map out its massive cross-platform ecosystem. And finally, we'll talk about what this actually means for the future of automation.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Meet the Mobile Agent family. So, first things first, this isn't just a single piece of software. It's an award-winning open-source powerhouse. And we need to make a really clear distinction right off the bat. When we talk about a GUI agent, GUI standing for Graphical User Interface, we aren't talking about your standard text-based chatbot that just spits out a Python script or a recipe. We're talking about an AI system that is fully capable of perceiving the visual elements on a screen and autonomously operating them to finish end-to-end tasks. It literally mimics a human user reading the screen and tapping or clicking just like you would.
And looking at the timeline, it is wild how fast the team at Tongyi Lab is moving. In January of 2024, they released Mobile Agent V1, which was a single agent system purely for mobile phone operation. By June, they upgraded to V2, bringing in multi-agent collaboration for much better navigation. Fast forward to August 2025, we got V3, introducing multimodal foundational capabilities. And as of February 2026, we have Mobile Agent V3.5, which broke out of the mobile-only space to become a fully multi-platform fundamental GUI agent.
Unsurprisingly, the open-source community is absolutely eating this up. The project already boasts over 9,100 stars and more than 900 forks on GitHub. Developers and researchers all over the globe are actively messing around with this framework, pushing the absolute limits of what these agents can do.
Okay, let's move on to Section 2, GUI, the visual brain.
So how does this actually work? Well, if Mobile Agent is the hands doing the clicking and swiping, GUI is the multimodal visual cortex processing what's actually on the screen. Let's look at its core capabilities. First up, GUI perception and visual grounding. This means the model can look at a totally cluttered screen and instantly pinpoint exactly where the search bar is, or the back button, or a specific image. Next is end-to-end operation, letting it handle a task from the very first click to the final confirmation. Then there's tool and MCP calling, meaning if it needs a specialized software tool to get a job done, it knows exactly how to invoke it. And finally, long horizon memory. This is huge. If a task takes 30 steps across 3 different apps, it's not going to suddenly forget what it was doing by step 20. Now, under the hood, it's built on the impressive Qwen 3 VL architecture, and the GUI 1.5 family offers incredible scalability. I mean, the sheer range here goes from a super lightweight 2 billion parameter model all the way up to a massive 235 billion parameter behemoth. Plus, they offer both instruct and thinking types, which lets developers dial in the perfect balance between raw speed and deep reasoning depending on what they're trying to automate.
And just to put that power into perspective for a second, this model didn't just perform well in some controlled lab setting. It achieved state-of-the-art or SOTA results on over 20 different GUI benchmarks. It is, without a doubt, one of the most capable visual brains for computer interfaces ever created. Which brings us to Section 3, automating real-world tasks.
Because it's one thing to crush benchmarks, right? But what can this actually do for you? The GitHub repository has these fantastic demos showing exactly what it's capable of. On a PC or web browser, you could tell the agent to go track Apple and Nvidia stock prices, open up a brand new spreadsheet in WPS Office, and compile all that data into organized columns totally independently. And on mobile, it's just as impressive. You can tell it, hey, I want to travel from Guangzhou to Chengdu. The agent will open the Ctrip app, find the cheapest flights, compare those to the cheapest train tickets, and report the best prices back to you. It's doing all that heavy lifting and internet research entirely on its own.
Now you might be wondering, how does it not get completely lost doing all that? Mobile Agent V3 executes these complex multi-step tasks using a really meticulous framework. First, planning. It takes your big goal and breaks it down into tiny, actionable steps. Second, progress management. It keeps a strict tally of which step it's currently on. Third, reflection. It actually double-checks if its last click did what it was supposed to do or if some random error popped up. And fourth, memory. It stores the outcomes of those actions to inform its next move. It's a really robust, self-correcting loop.
Let's zoom out a bit for Section 4, a cross-platform ecosystem.
Because what we are looking at here isn't just one app you download. It is a comprehensive, expanding research ecosystem designed to solve basically every hurdle in UI automation. This really highlights how the Tongyi Lab team is systematically tackling these problems through interconnected sibling projects. Take ToolQA, for example. It trains the agent to know exactly when to use a normal GUI click versus when to trigger a backend tool. Then there's GUI Critic R1, which acts like a safety net, diagnosing potential errors before the agent even makes a move. You have UIS1, which uses semi-online reinforcement learning so the agent keeps adapting over time, and PC Agent, which is entirely focused on a hierarchical collaboration framework just for those really complex PC tasks.
And you definitely don't have to just take their word for how good this is. The ecosystem's impact is heavily validated by consistent, multi-year academic recognition. We're talking Best Demo Awards at the China National Conference on Computational Linguistics 2 years in a row. They've had multiple paper acceptances at top-tier AI conferences like NeurIPS and ICLR, and they already have a main acceptance for ACL in 2026. This is cutting-edge computer science happening in real time.
But here is what's truly incredible, how accessible this is becoming. As of March 2026, you don't even need a massive supercomputer in your living room to run these models locally. Thanks to integration with the Alibaba Cloud Wii and Cloud Phone, users can experience this in a seamless, cloud-based Android environment. You just type your instructions into their model scope or Balian online demos, and you can literally watch the agent work its magic on a cloud device.
Which perfectly sets up our final section, the future of automation. We've gone over the tech and the ecosystem, but what is the real overarching takeaway for how we're going to interact with computers moving forward? The true revolution here is captured perfectly in this one phrase: multi-platform, fundamental GUI agents. We are rapidly moving past the era of siloed apps and rigid automation scripts. We're entering an era of foundational agents that can look at a Windows desktop, an Android phone, or a web browser, understand it visually just like a human does, and operate it seamlessly. For these AI agents, the barriers between different operating systems are completely dissolving.
Which leaves us with this final, kind of provocative thought. If an AI can perfectly perceive your screen, plan complex tasks, use specialized tools, and click exactly where it needs to across any platform, will we even need keyboards by the end of 2026? Or will we just be having natural conversations with our screens, letting the mobile agent family do all the driving? That is all. Thanks for watching, and if you like this explainer, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.